What is going on, guys? This is your main man Ben here, and today we got a tech review on a device that is meant for podcasters. So it has been a debate. It take me maybe more than a year since my current setup is using the Zoom H6 for podcasting. It's phenomenal, amazing. I can't complain anything about the device. But my main goal for podcasting is a little bit more flexibility, practicality in the workflow that I encounter using the Zoom H6. And I want to see if I can make it a little bit more faster and more quicker without, editing, post-process, and all that stuff. Overall, we're going to unbox and make an initial review of the Zoom Podtrak P8. I've been eyeing this item for a while. There was a couple of them that was on my radar mentioning Rodecaster Pro. I love Rodes. I got my NT1 here. I got my PODMIC. But I have comparing it in H6. I love Zoom products. H6 already proven a significant worth on my workflow here in the studio, in my home studio. So, further ado, let's unbox and check it out. So what we have here, guys, is the Zoom H6. I actually bought this, have a good deal on a local store, and as a result, I got it for I think $294. It's a very good deal. And oh man, look at this. It's virtually brand new. I can see that there's still a plastic in there. What comes in the box? Charger, to power adapter to power up in the back, and the actual P8. Nice, very nice. So what we have here, the Zoom P8. This is a new lineup that was released last year by Zoom. So it's Podtrak P8. There is P4, and basically I got this in Guitar Center. I was just browsing and hunting since it's Cyber Monday today. I caught a good deal in it. I think a lot of people didn't caught it because they labeled it as a Podtrak 8. There's no P8. So as soon as I saw it, I think, you know what, it's too good to be true, but it looks like I got a good deal here, guys. Brand spanking new, that's all I can say. First impressions, plasticky. Yes, it is plasticky, but overall, I don't have problems with plasticky stuff like this because I have been using the Zoom H6 right here, right there, for like over a year now, and I don't have problems. Mainly, this devices will stay in the studio, but we're gonna check out the features, guys. This is a quick hit. I did not read the manuals. I have an idea how to use it, but let's jump right at it. Before turning on the device, I made sure that I had a SD card in the back. And prior to that, I went to Zoom website, and I noticed that there was a firmware update. So basically, this device right here, I got it when it has a 1.0 version. So 1.0 version was the original mass production of the firmware of the device that was produced in September 2020. So there is a version 1.22 that they released in April of this year, 2021. So that fixes unintended echo in the output from the smartphone correction, adjusted how the remaining battery capacity is calculated, and updated firmware supports for new electronic parts. So basically, there is a instructions on how you will install it. There's a couple of ways in there, but basically you just have to go to the website, copy the file, put it in the SD card, and put it into the device itself. So basically, just follow instructions pretty quick. And the way you confirm it when you have successfully loaded the firmware is that when you turn on the device, in the bottom right corner, it should say Podtrak P8 1.22 instead of 1.0. That's just a quick hit. So go back to the reviews real quick. So this device, guys, mainly my intention is to, lessen my podcasting gig, the workflow in it. So as you can see, all of this here have basically six inputs for 6 microphones. If you have a lot of guests, I won't have that much guests, but it's nice to have a spare ones, just in case you're gonna have a lot of people coming into your show. Every channel here is color coded. That way you're not going to be confused on which one has it. That goes to the headphones, and this side as well, it is color coded. Also, they have that gain control here for the output of your volume in your headphones. Everything is neatly, nicely put together. There's like a studio feel in it, and it's pretty impressive. Back here on the top, you can select if you want a dynamic mic or a condenser mic. Basically, if you flick the switch like what we have right here, we are using a condenser mic, a microphone that requires a phantom power. So it needs a little bit more juice. So you flick that on automatically, it gives a phantom power on the microphone. Now, mind you guys, this unit has a built-in 70 dB in the preamps, which is pretty nice for dynamic microphones that is power hungered. What I'm talking about here is that if you have a Shure SM7B, you do not need a cloud lifter to have a proper gain or a proper level of output in your microphone. This will give you a clean gain, and it's just amazing. You'll save a lot of money. Imagine if you have 6 SM7B, you're gonna have to buy 6 cloud lifters. That would be easily $150 or $100 a piece. So $600 savings right off the bat. But other than that, guys, I'm gonna give you a quick output on the headphones. Headphone output is clean. I don't hear any crackling or anything, so no complaints in that department. All the way here to the top, guys. This 2 up here is if you have a speakers right here on the top. If you have a speakers, you can plug in those TRS cables so that if audiences wanted to hear you live, you can definitely put that speakers in there, and that show would be much more lively for your audience in the live room. Now, this slider here is a little bit of small. I kind of agree. If you can see the length of it, they're not that big, but they kind of a little bit of smaller though. However, it feels nice. Doesn't feel plasticky. It has that nice smooth roll. I like it. Other than that, this is the mute for your headphones, and this is for the on air. On air signifies when you're recording, and for example, your guest is going to be a little bit loud or sneezing and or coughing. You can put them to off air, because right now on this side we're using the channel 1. We are recording as it is. But if you want to mute them, you can just turn that on. You see the spike in there, that's live. But if you want to turn them off, you can just, turn that off, let them, cough, and you won't record that coughing. So that is a pretty neat feature that I am impressed about this. Otherwise, guys, I'm just going to go sparingly on the pros and cons in this one. However, on this feature, you can hear this. That is a clicky noise. That is a clicky noise that almost all of this side right here, right across this, is a clicky noise. The record, play, mark button, pause button has a clicky feel in it. For example, this is a mark button. This is useful though, guys. I like the use of the mark button, because if we're recording right now and you want to mark a certain spot so that you can see in your post process, you can just click this, put a flag in it, which marks it on that spot, you know, probably the climax of your conversation or so, then you can just put that in the post and, you know, you have an indicator. That's very neat. But once again, it has that clicky feel. I'm not overly reacting in it, but it's there. So I'm not bothered with it. However, you know, just so you know, it has it in there. Now, moving on, we have 3, 6, 9 sound pads in here. This sound pads is preloaded with the Zoom. If you click that one, I have all the stuff in there. I program it. These are the sound pads. This is controlled down here, you know, see that? And that would, hey, what's happening, guys? You can program this jingles right here. This is amazing because this is preloaded in this side. So basically you got 3, 6, 9, and then you get bank A, bank 2, 3, 4, 5th. So basically what you have here is 9, 18, 27, 36 sounds that you can program and enjoy. You know, that's a lot of banks that you can use, and it's color coded too, so you don't be confused at all. Now, how this works is that you can program this sound banks to load your jingles. It will not let me do that right now because I'm recording, so it will not let you do the programming in the recording, but I'll show you later how to program the files. But either way, you can select a bank, whichever you want, and then you select the file in the memory card. You can edit. This is the other part of this one. Edit it on the fly. You can cut, paste. Maybe I'm not going to use that features here, but I already did this on putting and loading the sound banks and the jingles in here, and made it so easy because you can just load while you record. So basically this sound banks right here, you can record any of the interviews that you got, or jingles or ads. Very useful feature here, guys. And on top of that, the sound pads here is not clicky. So if you can hear it, like so we say here, we go to this bank right here, Rimshot. You don't hear any clickness because this is like the plush one. That's the amazing part of this. Now, moving on, basically this are all this functionality in here, making it your podcasting a little bit more easier. On top of this, I did not buy the BTA2 in here, guys. There is a device that you can put on top. That way you can conduct a Zoom meeting or record a conversation using your phone. However, that is an extra $50. But I did not acquire that since I like, you know, wires, the TRS cable. So if I want to conduct a interview, I can just hook this up in my iPhone and start, you know, interview Zoom meetings or so. So easy $50 if you want the wireless, but if you already have a TRS cable, you know, save extra $50, or, you know, buy something else that you can improve in your studio. That's just my own opinion. Now, if you want to use this BTA2, or I mean the BTA or the cell phone side, this is the gain control for that one. There's a dedicated line for it, like the jingles as well has a dedicated gain control here. That way the output is already mixed in your final product. But now the features, guys, the features right here, okay? For each microphone, you can select it and you can actually see the quick post-processing without you going to Audacity. Mic preamp up here, you have the limiter, the low cut filter. So if you turn that off real quick, you can hear a difference. This is the mic preamp, basically how loud it can be if you put it up a little bit. I'm gonna back off here a little bit, and you can barely hear me. You can barely hear me. You can barely hear me. Pulling back on that knob or that slider, and I think that is a perfect level for me. We're in good right now. Now I'm gonna back off and put the limiter on and low cut right there, and I think we are golden, guys. Now the tone right here, I already put a little bit of area in it. It's treble. If you want a little bit bassy in it, you gotta slide there. Now it sounds like jazz right now, but if you go all the way down, You can hear that deep tone, man. It's not natural, but I'm not gonna use that. We are going towards this side right here. A little bit of sparkly, airy, a brighter side of the tone. That's just my preference using a condenser mic. Now, if you go to the compressor and de-esser, if I turn that off right now, you can hear a difference. Hey, check sound check, test mic 1 2 3. Good morning to you. This is like a instant mix, like de-esser, like the sibilance. Shh, shh. Hey, pizza pronto. Hey, pizza pronto. But if you activate that, shh, pizza pronto, pizza pronto. It gives that little bit of for compressions and the de-esser. It's kind of funky because they combine it, but I like it anyway. I mean, that's the reason why we got this far. But I think one of the most features that I like is when you click this on air right here, guys, noise reduction. This noise reduction is amazing. Decrease background noise by automatically turning down volume of silent mic tracks. So one of the features here is that if you have host, if you're the host and then you have guests, if they automatically went silent but they're on air, they're activated like this, if they're not talking, it will cut that off. Any little bit of rumble noise, you don't have to turn them off all the time, but that would automatically bring the level of this channel's line a little bit down. That way it will not catch some sort of unwanted noise while you record your show. But this right down here is the track file. So if you want to save all the track files, you can turn that off. You can save it as a original data when you export it, or you get your SD card in it. There is a separate folder, or you can do both, with tone and compressor and the WAV file in the stereo file. So I like this one, although it takes a little bit of space in it, but 128 gigabytes is too much for an audio file. Now, mind you guys, this is a 44.1 hertz device. This is not a 48. So we are not going to discuss that right now, but for podcasting purposes, 44.1 hertz is more than enough what I can handle. We're not recording any movies or so, but it's a very, very good quality, virtually a CD quality. But other than that, guys, in the top, you can check the date. You can select languages: France, Deutsch, Italiano, Espanol, Chinese. You can see the SD card, how much you have left. So we got 104 gigabytes. We already use 5.23. You can test, you can back up, you can format, you can do the things in here, but don't format in here, because if you already preloaded all your jingles and it's stuck in the SD card, it's there, it's going to be a goner. So you have to program all of it on all of your 36 sound pads. Now on the power side, this is the one. If you're going to use the AA battery, you have to specify which type of battery it is. It's alkaline, NIMH, or a lithium battery. If you're in tablet mode, I don't want to use a tablet for it. So basically, you can plug in your tablet and power this device. It's very, very versatile because you have 3 different ways to power this: battery, USB-C, and you can use it into a power bank, or the direct AC adapter that was provided by Zoom. LCD brightness right here, I'm good with that one. But other than that, guys, this is how it works. It cuts off that time of recording and post-processing and all that stuff. So in the back, guys, the power button is right here. The AC adapter that was provided, this is the one that's powering it, because virtually this thing is going to stay in my studio. USB-C is if you want to use this thing as an interface, it's capable of that one. You have to plug in here USB-C. This is the tray for the SD card. One note, SD card, full-size SD card. That is amazing. You don't have to deal with the small one, because that small one has tendency to get lost real quick. I have an Osmo Action, so I know the feeling. Full-size SD card, and of course the lock button. But other than that, that is the quick hit for the Zoom Podtrak P8. So overall, on my initial review of the Zoom Podtrak P8, I am very, very impressed with this one, guys. I think the main purpose of this one, once again, is I'm going to reiterate, it's in my own workflow. The Zoom H6 was perfectly working, but this one right here, I don't need to process anything. It's not that I'm lazy. I've been doing it for more than a year now, and so I've been in Audacity for like 3 years. It just gives you a different feel if you have this type of devices. It's like a studio feel. Sound banks are here. Preamps, it's amazing. You have separate lines for headphones. If you have, guests and all that, they have a separate line, a control for the volume. Overall, the feel of this one is amazing. Except for the plasticky feel. But once again, if you don't use this for traveling, which you can definitely, if you like really finicky in it, it's not really a big deal. It's Zoom. It's Zoom. If you own Zoom products before, you're not going to be new to that one. But other than that, overall feel of this for the price that I pay, it's amazing. So we're going to do a comparison next time if it does really make a difference for 44.1 kilohertz versus the 48 kilohertz for, Zoom H6. Overall, guys, I'm thoroughly impressed with the Zoom Podtrak P8. It took me more than a year to determine if I'm going to buy this or the Rode Procaster, but I am very, very glad that I chose the Podtrak P8. And maybe I'm a Zoom fanboy, but yes, I'm very impressed. Would I recommend this? Most definitely. Thank you guys for watching this review. Always remember, God is good all the time. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. This is your main boy. Peace out.